thank you all so much for being here. My name is Sakari Brown. I am based in Atlanta, Georgia, on Cherokee and Muskogee land. And I am really honored and excited to be here with you all this evening to share a somatic practice rooted in healing justice. And so, just to talk a little bit, really briefly, about healing justice, the healing justice framework was created to intervene on generational trauma from systemic violence and oppression. Healing justice honors and uplifts that collective trauma can be transformed, that there is no single or right model of care. Healing justice believes that individuals and groups must have autonomy and agency on how we choose to heal in our own communities, and that healing strategies are rooted in Black and Indigenous Southern ancestral traditions. As you see on the screen, HJ is a political strategy that seeks to intervene and respond to collective trauma, burnout, and violence in our lives and our movements. And so, after a really rich discussion and just preparing for today's restorative session, I found a quote that I want to share with you all. The quote is, "You are exhausted physically and spiritually because the pace created by this system is for machines and not magical and divine human beings. You are enough. Rest." That quote is by Trisha Hersey of the Nat Ministry. And, as I prepared for this evening, I knew what we were going to be talking about. And I've been privileged to be able to attend some of the previous sessions. And I've just been reflecting on the contributions, the intentional work, the activism of women, which of course lands me in reflecting on the extraordinary and unequal burdens that we continue to bear today, especially the millions of Black and Indigenous women whose tireless efforts also very often go unnoticed and unrecognized and taken for granted. And so for tonight's practice, I wanted to share a grounding meditation and restorative practice in order to invite in a sense of rest, relaxation, and release. And I don't know about you, but after such a heightened conversation where so many of the injustices that we face all the time are brought to the surface, I know that I'm feeling in my body that I have some things and some places that I can release and let go and relieve some tension. And so, the essence of our practice tonight is to welcome in a sense of intentional pause and to let ourselves feel what it is that we feel. My hope is that through the breath, we are not only able to honor our basic need to rest, but that we're able to create space to let go, and that we are reminded that we are indeed and in fact enough. So, as we transition into our practice, I really want to invite you to find a comfortable place to be. Find some place, if it's accessible to you, that you can literally collapse into. So that could be getting really comfy in the chair that you're already in. It could be lying down on the floor, lying on your couch, a cushion, anywhere that allows you to access comfort and ease. Because for the next 15 minutes or so, we are literally going to release, relax, and let go. We're going to together create a space that allows us to notice what is already here underneath the surface that we can tune into. So, as you are settling in, I invite you to take a few deep breaths. If you are sitting in the chair, I invite you on your inhale to stretch up. And if you are laying down on your inhale, I invite you to lengthen. And then on your exhale, I just want you to begin to soften. So, soften the muscles of your face. Let the shoulders relax. Allow the belly to soften. Relax your limbs, your extremities, if that's accessible to you. Just allow your entire body to relax. I invite you during our time together to stay open and available to what is here, not resisting what comes to the surface, not working to block out any unwanted thoughts, sounds, or feelings. The invitation is to let everything be, welcoming all parts of yourself to this moment. Now begin to tune into the simple, comforting qualities that are already here. Perhaps you can already sense community. Perhaps you already notice a sense of presence or a feeling of being grounded or aware. Perhaps you notice a feeling or a sense of being supported or seen or affirmed or held. Just take a moment here as you settle in, noticing what you feel. And if it's accessible to you, take in a deep breath through your nose. And then on your exhale, I invite you to continue to soften. Now let's ground together. Feel a sense of rooting and grounding. Feel that which is beneath you, supporting you, holding you, and see if you can root into that support. Notice your center, your core, and I invite you to breathe into and out of that place. As you breathe, start to check in. Notice what's present for you now. Lastly, I invite you to orient yourself. So notice who and what surrounds you. See the shapes, the colors. Perhaps you notice light and dark. Feel the temperature of the air, the clothing on your skin. Notice the sensations that let you know that you are grounded, centered, and oriented to this moment. I invite you here to let your eyes close or let your gaze be soft once you feel complete with taking in your external environment. And as you let your eyes close or soften your gaze, just take a moment and scan your physical structure. Without any judgment, notice, sense your muscles, your bones. Just notice what's present as we root into the physical body. Next, notice the quality of the energy you have right now. Notice if you feel dull, bright, scattered, or focused. Take in a deep breath. And as you exhale, deepen your sense of rooting and grounding. This is your energy body. Next, I invite you to shift your awareness to the mind, remembering that your mind is your field of attention. It's the place where all information is gathered and filtered from the outside in. The invitation here is to simply notice the quality of your attention in this moment. This is your mental body, the body of the mind. Next, I invite you to bring your awareness to the place that houses your values, your motivations, your intentions. And the invitation here is to actually set an intention for your practice, for your day, for your work. Set an intention knowing that intention is the fuel of manifestation. With intention, align your intentions with your thought, speech, and actions. This is your wisdom body. It's where character begins from the inside out. Finally, I invite you to bring your hands to your heart center if that's accessible for you. Otherwise, you can just bring your awareness to your heart center. You can bring your hands or your awareness to any place that feels reverent, loving, and nurturing to you in this moment. And then begin to connect with some bigger energy. There's no need for a name for this energy. Just allow yourself to connect with something bigger than yourself, bigger than your work. This is your heart body, the spiritual heart. Take a moment here, noticing your five bodies: physical, energy, mental, wisdom, and heart. Every time we pause like this, every time we prioritize rest, we let this practice, this self care, anchor us and remind us that we are connected to something bigger, reminds us that we are never alone, that we deserve rest, and that we are enough. So we'll take a few moments here to just notice and reflect on the five bodies. Gently begin to bring your awareness back to your body. Perhaps move your extremities, let the breath deepen. If you're sitting in a chair and it's accessible to you, you can bring some gentle movement to your body. If you're laying down, I invite you to reach your arms overhead, stretching into your fingertips, offering your body a great stretch. And then, if it's a part of your practice and accessible to you, you can draw your knees to your chest or give your body a big squeeze with your hands or your arms. And then, taking your time, moving with your breath and keeping your awareness inward, I invite you to return to a seated position, bringing your awareness back to the session, back to the screen. We'll close our practice with three shared breaths. So I invite you here to take in a deep inhale through your nose and exhale the breath with a sigh. Inhale the breath deeply through the nose. Exhale the breath here. Let something go. On your next inhale, say to yourself, I am. And on your exhale, enough. You can gently begin to blink your eyes open if they're closed, bringing your awareness back to the screen. It's been an honor to share this practice with you all this evening. May you all be healthy. May you find courage. May you have peace. And may you be safe. Ashe. Following today's session, I invite you to reflect on the following question: what does resistance look like for you? Thank you again for joining me in practice. Peace, everyone, and good night.